Hey guys, how you doing today? Just want to talk about the passing of Ace Frehley. Uh, Big shock. Couldn't believe it. Me and Ace really do have some stuff in common. I would never thought that I would. I'm a guy from the Midwest, but in the end, we're all the same basically. But uh, it was I couldn't believe that his dad got electrocuted and as well as Ace did, as most everybody on the planet knows. But uh, my dad got electrocuted at a very young age, and it was something else. Surprised he lived as long as he did, and he had to work because the state thought that he was okay to work, which was very crazy back in the 60s and 70s. But anyway, that's another story in itself. But anyway, and kind of electrocuted, you'd say. It was like a rite of passage at Graphotech back in 1980. Um, it was like a rite of passage, like I said, like one guy would hide, out of the ground wire for welding class and, oh yeah, yeah, man, I want to see, a path on this welding, like uh, I was like vertical up or something or down or whatever. And, to get zapped for, 10 seconds or less. And that was 220, but nothing like Ace got. Ace got zapped big time and surprised he even, I could do anything that night. I got to see Ace several times. And the very first time I saw Ace in Kansas City, that famous VHS tape that everybody has saw. Well, me and some friends from this place called Hudson Foods, it was some co-workers. We had like 3 or 4 carloads, and we went up to KC. But at the time there's no GPS or any of this. And one of our friends said, whatever you do, don't go on Prospect up there. It's just don't go up there. We're like, why? And he goes, well, you just don't want it. There've been a lot of killings there on that street. And we're like, oh, okay. So anyway, we're following this one car that had the map. So we're following them, and they end up on Prospect. So we all end up on Prospect, and we're all thinking, just stay in the car, and if anybody comes, start shooting, just haul it. So anyway, we get on Prospect, very somber street to say the least. I mean, there was a block of two, nothing but white crosses, and it was very depressing to say the least. And uh, I just could not believe it myself. But we got through there, and we got parked and everything, and pretty much everybody went their separate ways. It's kind of weird, but so I thought, you know what, I got my ticket. I'm going exactly where my ticket is, you know. So I find my seat, and this guy has got some people around him, and I see this camcorder. There's this great big old giant. I mean, big old thing, and he's actually going to tape the show. And me and 45 other people are like, hey, here's my phone number. Call me. I want to buy a copy as soon as possible. So it was really cool for me because the guy was he was up and over and right there, and then the band was like right over here, and then right here was a great big old screen. So I got to see everything. It was amazing, and it was so cool to see Ace the first time with multi things kind of going on at once. It was just really cool, and to see him do those leads, unbelievable. I could not believe it. I was actually seeing the band, and it was just something else. And years later, um, well, not years later, but it was probably about 6 months later after that show. um, I got a phone call saying, "Hey, man, I'm going to be in Springfield. Do you want a copy of this?" And I'm like, how much? And he says, and I was just like, I just don't got it, man. I'm sorry. But, I can't believe he actually called me. So that was really cool. Dude, if you're out there, I appreciate it. But, so, um, I, end up, getting, a copy of that, years later. And I couldn't believe it. I think I got it in 98, I think it was. So it was really cool for me. And the next time I saw Kiss with Ace Frehley was in St. Louis at the Keel Center. Great show. We had nosebleed seats, but hey, it was great to see the kind of overall of the whole show, which I've never saw because I was usually down there, or off to the side. But anyway, and then the last time I saw him was back at Sandstone in KC outdoor venue, and that was a really good show. My wife at the time broke her leg, so we had like three or four. No, we had two tickets for VIP, or the front row. That's what it was. So we switched one of those out for VIP for her and my son. That was in this little kick-ass VIP area, and they got served by anything you wanted, grilled cheese sandwich, whatever, they had it there. So that was really cool. And in the meanwhile, there's Doc McGee, in the crowd giving out picks. So that was a really cool experience to see Doc out there. And, I couldn't believe it, and I trying to find him, and it was just impossible to get that close. But anyway, he's a rock star himself, But, so we saw, the show. It was great. And, and then, a couple years later, Ace was at Rocklahoma. So, we're there. And it was really cool because Ace looked right at me and my son. I mean, we were in the front row. He was right in front of me, and, he looked right at me with those sunglasses and he threw out the first pick at us. And it was just really cool. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, he saw us, isn't that cool? And my son was just like, but it was really neat. And thank you, Ace. It was such a great experience, so it was really cool. And when he threw that and I caught it, and it was so cool. But it was just something else. And this picture here back here, I got that at a place called Stick It in Your Ear, and a good friend was running it, and they had that up for sale, and I thought it was like $30, but someone else told me it was 75. So it was $75 for that, and I got that back in 98 or 99, I do believe. I had a bump on my head back in 1983. I was working at a place, and I nailed my head. I saw stars. I mean, and I thought I was going to seriously pass out, but I got through it. And but it was kind of the weird part because my friends saw me do this. And it was kind of embarrassing, but, I just kind of shrugged it off and said, no big deal. But 3 days later, I was pumping gas with a friend and started feeling really lightheaded. And then when we got back to the house to party, uh, I got up in the driveway and I just locked up and I had one massive seizure attack. And I'll tell you what, and for me, I knew what was happening. I just couldn't explain it because my teeth are locked in like this. So I could only talk down here, So it was very traumatic, and died twice, and I didn't know my name. I didn't know how to talk. All I could do is shrug my shoulders, and but with a lot of help from my brother and some friends, I got through it. Good friends. When I heard that he had a fall in the studio, I thought automatically he was going to go get checked out, and he never did. And I just, what the hell happened? Is there any video or audio of what happened? I don't know. It's just kind of strange, to me anyway. The last thing I wanted to talk about was, when Ace was doing all these shows, 6 months ago or whatever, jamming everywhere. Uh, I decided that I was going to rent an RV when he came to St. Louis area, and I was going to have a bunch of friends and family, and we were going to go see Ace Frehley, and I was going to tape the whole show with my phone, and you know, and then I saw that cancellation, and then I saw more, and then I heard what happened, and I thought, my God, I hope he got checked out, because this could be really serious. Because I know, just a great person, a lot of laughs, and I'm not going out with a sad note here. I mean, he was a great guy, had a great laugh, and got tons of memories, So, jam out to Ace. Have a good one, guys.